Me Reichs fall too, Raladio. There's whiskey in the jar. Oh, whiskey, you're the devil. You're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. Your sweetness from the bleacher and spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey, you're my darling, drunk or sober. Welcome to Nerd's Gone Road. I'm back. I was gone for a bit.
Yeah.
It's episode one. Thank God I'm back, or thank God I was gone. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
This is Nerd's Gone Rogue, episode 168. My name is Matthew Keel. Alongside me are apparently my two friends that apparently hate me, Moose and Corey.
Nobody said that. Oh.
I'm not denying it, but I didn't say that.
Don't project on us.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. This is
We're
Nerds Gone
people
Rogue.
too.
Sure. This is Nerds Gone Rogue. You can find everything we do nerdsgonerogue.com, or youtube.com/nerdsgonerogue. The show goes up every Monday morning, beautifully nice and edited, 7 a.m. on all podcast services of choice, and as well as Spotify and iHeartRadio. Got a question for us? Email us, nerdsgoneroguepodcast@gmail.com. We are on Twitter at nerdsgonerogue, Insta at nerdsgonerogue_official. We have a Discord group. We have a Facebook group, facebook.com/group/nerdsgonerogue community. I think that's everything.
I hope so. That's a
I
lot.
didn't have to look that up either. It's all
Look
off the
at you.
dome.
Look at you.
it's like I've been doing this a bit. So I'm back. Everything went swimmingly while I was gone.
Sure did.
Oh wait, no, it didn't, because Corey had to do an episode by himself, which he did fantastically, I will say.
I think you're being nice.
I saw a whopping 13 seconds of video with a guest on YouTube.
Yeah, I still feel really bad. I feel like I wasted Joey's time.
Well, did you explain to him what happened?
Yeah, but
Okay.
It's still. You know.
Yeah, no, there's
I mean,
always
as a fellow content creator, I'm sure he understands the mishaps of technology.
Oh, sure.
But-
sure.
I still feel bad.
I mean, the internet is still basically held together by toothpicks and duct tape. So we'll just have to have Joey back on.
Yeah.
And
Check him out at Ferris Wheel Pro on Twitter and on
Yeah.
YouTube, because he's got some good stuff. So I
Yeah.
still feel really bad, but
yeah,
the show must
But-
go on, as they say.
it happens.
And then
Shit happens. Shit happens.
And then you guys got mad at me for not bothering you on the weekend.
Corey. Here's the thing. Speaking as someone who was not here, you're damned if you do it. You're damned if you don't. Because it could have been, why is he fucking bothering me on a weekend?
It's fair. That's what I was trying to avoid.
Yeah. So,
It's all right though. I did it. I tried at least.
you did fine. You did fine. I listened to it this morning.
Out of all of the shows that we've ever done or I've ever done, that was the first time I think I've ever podcasted by myself.
Right.
I think.
Well, it's good to step into the waiting pool every so often. You did great.
Yeah, Matt asked the question of getting out of your comfort zone with games. I was like,
Yeah.
I'd rather just sit here and not host by myself.
At least you weren't like Garth in that scene in Wayne's World where he's like, I'm having a good time. Not.
I don't understand that reference, but
That's fine.
I assume that he's hosting the show by himself because Wayne is somewhere else.
Yes, but see, you understood it was Wayne's World. Or did I say that? I don't remember.
I know who Wayne and Garth are. I'm not an imbecile, but
You sure you want to open that door, Corey?
no. Continue. Let's.
Moose, how are you, sir?
Doing well, man.
Good weekend?
Oh, yeah, it was an awesome weekend.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I saw you tried some brews.
Yeah, Sunday was all right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, went to local brewery and they had a ecto cooler high C flavored ghost, and I was like,
Uh.
nope, 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 nope. But,
Yeah, wasn't good.
well, no, like I'm not a one to judge ghosts because I don't particularly like them.
Yeah.
I think they're so like they taste like throw up. So I'm like, I don't want to drink. They're so tart and sour, and I'm like, I don't like that. And so,
Mhm.
like to say whether it was good or not, I don't feel like I have enough grasp on the palette of flavors for that type of beer to be like, this is a good one, this is a bad one. So
Right.
I personally did not really enjoy it,
Mhm.
but I will say this: I finished it.
Yeah,
So
that's
it
always.
wasn't bad to the point where like I could not finish the beer,
Hmm.
but so it was a good day yesterday.
That's
And,
cool.
yeah. So Saturday was good too.
Nice.
Played a lot of video games.
Awesome. How was your weekend outside of games, Corey? Good.
Yeah, it was great. We are moving,
Yeah.
so I don't know if I'll miss a show or not. I'll probably miss one.
Okay.
Just that weekend that we're moving, just gonna.
Yeah, make sure you got things buttoned up
Yeah.
for that Monday.
Yeah.
No, that's totally fine. That's totally
But I'm thoroughly excited. There's like a real office that I'll be able to work out of, and
cool.
like it's gonna be like a real house. I'm like
Nice.
crazy, We've been stuck in this 700 square foot apartment for too long, and we're moving to a place down the street that's 1,750 square feet. So we're over doubling our living space. It's got a big basement, so we can have room for activities.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Twister.
yeah, naked
Cool.
twister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
However y'all roll, man, that's fine.
And then there's like, it's great. It's awesome. Can't wait. Yeah. What Matt said.
That took way too long.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening?
The Jeffersons. I missed that show.
But
Anyway.
But yeah, I'm really excited. We're moving in like 2.5 weeks, so it's like it happened really fast, and our move is gonna happen really fast. It's just all happening real fast. So yeah, it's been a crazy week, man. Let me tell you, it's been crazy.
Yeah. Wise man once said, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around every once in a while, you could miss it.
That's a Ferris Bueller reference. I know that movie.
Oh, look at you. Corey's back in it, everyone.
I love Ferris Bueller. It's one of my favorite movies.
All right, good. So I was in Scotland for 10 days.
Yeah, no one cares.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So what you play,
How
Corey?
was it? Well, speaking of faraway places, no, I'm just kidding. How was it?
No, yeah, did you have fun?
Oh man, Scotland was fun. I did not know that Harry Potter was written in Edinburgh, which is where we were.
Oh.
And so there's a lot of Harry Potter things everywhere.
Did you take the Harry Potter tour?
No.
Oh,
I did walk around the cemetery where J.K. Rowling got a lot of the names. And I felt pretty good because I pointed out Grinley. And Reba's like, oh, Grinley. I'm like, I don't know who he is. She's like, that's okay. And she didn't go any further with it.
Grimley?
Grinley.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Neither do I.
I feel like I should get my sister, the Potterhead, and Reba here to talk
It's
about
a
it.
Harry Potter character?
I think so, yeah.
What?
Yeah, I think.
Hmm.
I'm like,
I mean,
oh,
I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but I feel like I know it pretty well, especially when my wife is in the room. I need to know that kind of stuff.
yeah. Look, here's the verification I have. Wife recognized it, and I said, yeah, I don't know how that is. She's like, that's okay, and I said, all right, get moving.
Grimley.
No, Grinley.
Grinley? Like,
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's spelled Grindlay. And if it's not a character, I'm gonna feel so much better because that means she was wrong. Notice how I'm whispering when I say that because I don't want to get yelled at.
Yeah. Sorry,
But
I'm trying to look this up because now I'm.
But when I wrote in to our show last week, I was in Balmaha, Scotland, which is not really. It's kind of a rural place, but we went there we did like an overnight there. Walked up a hill. It was like a 3-4 hour hike. It was fun. Stayed overnight. I tried haggis, and well, that wasn't all in Balmaha, but Balmaha was a good trip. It was a nice foresty type place. Only one place to eat. I had the saltiest mashed potatoes in the history of civilization. And I think they get away with that because they're literally the only restaurant for like an hour. But met Reba's best friend, Ruth, and her partner, Ewan. And they put us up for the first few nights, and then we stayed at an Airbnb for the rest of it. Edinburgh's a cool city, man. Like a dumb American, I didn't know very much about the city, so I learned that's the capital of Scotland. I did not know that before I left. And I did not know that cashmere was a Scottish thing. There's cashmere stores everywhere there, and they are more than happy to sell you cashmere anything you want. I also met in my travels. I met Dr. Bloodsouls. I met Ahmed. We hung out for a day, wandered around. We went into we did what's called the Vaults tour, which is basically like a tour of what used to be the underground section of the city.
That's crazy. We watched a show called Expedition Unknown, and they did an episode of the Vaults, and like they did some like paranormal stuff down there, like down there, and you know, it was cool. Those things are fascinating. Yeah, just how dark it is down there too. Like, oof. Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, it's fine. Well, it was super dark down there, and all of us went inside the demon circle, as it were, and nobody felt out of sorts.
I was going to ask you, did you start the next cycle?
No, I did not start the next cycle yet. Thought about it though. But just outside of Edinburgh Castle, Ahmed and I did do a Praise the Sun pose, and we did get a picture of it. And yeah. So that dude's really cool. We had a shit ton to talk about that was actually not video games. Apparently he's super into Harry Potter, so we found a Harry Potter store and let him go wild. We saw a bunch of board game stores. One of them had the Dark Souls board game on offer, and he's like, I have to find out how much that is. I'm like, yes, you do. And we walked in, and then he saw Bloodborne, the card game, and about lost his marbles. Yeah, it was a really good trip.
Good, man.
Just wandering around that city. I tried my first steak and ale pie, and that was phenomenal. I tried a bunch of whiskey because I'm a Scotch person as opposed to bourbon, what most people drink in America. And that was a lot of fun. Just because there's so much that we just don't get over here. And I tried beer from a Welsh brewery called Tiny Rebel. I tried what is called the Stay Puft Marshmallow Porter, and it was delightful. And then I tried the Pump Up the Jam Donut, which was a sweeter ale. They weren't really trying to go for like a Goza or a Kolsch, so it wasn't like super sour, but it definitely had like a raspberry jam sort of taste to it. That brewery is from South Wales, and it is phenomenal. I would actually say it's probably the one place that has nailed what they're going for in a way that Pulpit Rock's Tasty Cakes did when Reba and I tried it in Iowa. Both of them, they just tasted just exactly like what you wanted them to taste like, despite being beer. And it was a good old time. Trying to think what else did I do? I could probably ramble about it for a while, but I won't waste too much of your time. But Scotland was really fun, and I cannot wait to go back because
we have a friend of show that lives in Scotland, actually.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, Alan, Alan Paxton.
Oh yeah, I forgot he lives in Scotland. I thought he lived in Ireland for some reason.
Yeah, it's all the same. They all
No,
sound...
it's really not. Nope. It's really not. That is you were gonna piss everybody off.
It's all beer and whiskey and potatoes over there, right?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope, not at all.
They all drive on the wrong side of the road.
Oh God, I would like to distance myself from everything Corey is saying right now. But no, Scotland was fun. I did make a little bit of time for some video games, which we should go into game time right about now. Who wants to go first?
Well, I think Moose and I have been playing the same thing.
What have you been playing?
The Outer Worlds.
Oh, that's good because I've been playing the Outer Wilds. Let's hear you guys talk about the Outer Worlds.
They're both space games, right?
Nope. Well, kind of, yeah. Yeah, actually, sure. Yeah, I haven't played the Outer Worlds, but I guess it is.
Yeah. Whoa.
What happened?
I don't know.
What's up?
My game capture opened for absolutely no reason.
Is it because we said Outer Worlds?
Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it's fine. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I can always tell when it likes to open by itself, and I can tell when it opens because I start hearing myself in my headphones. So.
Okay.
Sorry, everybody. All right. So
no worries.
I've only played about the first 3 hours or so of the game.
Okay.
It's good though. I like the opening where like I don't know, man. It kind of reminds me of a mixture of like Fallout and Mass Effect, and like the beginnings of like Knights of the Republic a little bit.
Okay.
Where I think the guy at the beginning, what's his name, Phineas, where he's like scrambling around to send you down to the planet and you kind of land on the guy. Spoilers. You land on the guy you're supposed to meet down there. It's the opening 5 minutes of the game. You'll
okay.
get there. And then like you go on your first mission and then they just kind of let you do whatever you want, and it's cool. You know, like you can murder everybody in the game, or you can go through and not kill anybody. You can
So it's an Obsidian game.
Yeah, you can dumb talk your way through all the conversations, like act like a bumbling idiot, and it's really funny. It's just I like the way the game is set up. You know, I like the way the world. I like the way the world interacts with you. You know, and it's crazy because you can walk out doing like you can do a side mission, and you can walk out heading to do one thing, and then out of like the side of your headphones, you'll hear somebody else. You'll hear somebody else kind of yell at you to like change the side quest that you're on, and then you have and then you'll have a choice of like how you want to.
That sounds funny.
You can like you'll have a choice on how to finish the side quest, and then that side quest will affect how you like progress through the game. It's crazy the amount of depth and stuff is in this in the conversations alone, and I'm only like 3.5 hours in.
Cool.
It's really cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So before we get to what Moose has to say, hi Lee.
Hi.
Hey, Lee.
What's up?
Lee Navarro from Phoenix Overdrive Nation. He's here from Extra
hi,
Life.
Lee.
How are you, sir?
I'm a little delayed. I apologize.
You are in a discotheque, it looks like.
I'm always in a discotheque.
I mean, okay,
that's what my basement is. It's a disco rave.
Everyone, you're down there listening to Old Town Road while your kids are doing Fortnite dances.
Oh God, no! Please no! Don't ever bring up that effort. I'm this close to banning Fortnite from the house. Not gonna lie.
Fair. Okay, so we'll get to you in a second. Just
Yeah,
hang
yeah,
tight.
yeah, yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Moose, your impressions of Outer Worlds?
I love the game so much that I was actually thinking of calling out recording tonight so I could play it.
Oh, really?
And that's the first time I've ever had that feeling about a game where
Yeah.
I've been like, I think I'm not going to record so that I can play.
Yeah.
But anyways, it's a lot of fun. I like the humor. I like the way it starts. It's really cool. Your interaction with characters, side quests, like pretty much how you handle situations is pretty much, you could do it any way you want to.
Mhm.
I'm trying to be. I always play like not the goody two shoes, but just like a nice person. You know what I mean? Unless like someone's trying to be a real dick, and so then I'll put them in their place. But
Right.
I have made it so like the game is not technically open world. It's more like open world with a hub where you just go to the areas. Like you're
Yeah.
not like it's not like free roam. Like I can't, you know what I mean? Like you can't just take your ship.
Yeah.
But like you gotta like use the world hub, which is not really bad. I don't find that to be an issue. The side quests are cool. When I first played the game, first like 3 hours or so, I got through the main quest of the area I was in, and probably did not make the best decision. And so a lot of people didn't like me. And then I come to find out that a lot of my side quests were like canceled because, the people that don't like me were who I was doing side quests for. So I was like, well, shit. And so I went back and I restarted the game and like was like, I should do all the side quests before I move the main quest forward. And so I was able to basically finish the main quest of the first area where like some people didn't like me, but then ended up turning out the best for like everybody involved. So I
Okay.
was like, this is, like you hate me, but I did what I did so that better things can happen for you and everybody else involved. You know what I mean? Kind of thing. Like they were like, why'd you do that to us? So that it's like, but I did it so that, this would happen, And so anyways, they're like, well, you're still kind of a snake in the grass. It's like, good things happened, Anyway.
You did all right. I don't trust you. You did all right.
You did all right. So you get like you get companions as you're going along, and then you can recruit them for your ship. So far, I have every recruitable companion that you can get up to the point I'm at. Like, because you leave, you basically like you're doing all these missions to get something, to be able to get off the planet that you're on, and so. Like I do that, and then I go to this next area, and I'm doing the missions there and helping, doing side quests, recruit more people, doing the main mission. And now I'm to a point where to further the main story mission, I have to do a bunch of side questing to earn money or reputation to get, what I need to accomplish what I need to do in the main mission. So it's I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the humor. I'm enjoying the story. Like, I really feel bad for these people. This game is definitely an anti-ultimate capitalism type game, which is pretty funny. I'm finding it pretty hilarious, and so it's good. I recommend it. Like I tried New Vegas for like a couple days, and when it first came out, it was so buggy on the 360 for me that I put it on a shelf. And then by the time they had the patches and all that stuff for it to make it like run smoothly, like I already moved on to something else.
Yeah.
So I never finished New Vegas, I tried. So like I bought New Vegas because I missed the Fallout 3 train, and then. Like I bought Fallout 4 because I was like, well, it's probably going to be like Fallout 3 as far as like gameplay wise and stuff. And then couldn't really get into 4. So I think the main reason I was buying this is because even though it was kind of like a Fallout game, it was an Obsidian version of it instead of a Bethesda version of it. So I feel like the shooting is very serviceable, kind of like how we felt with Remnant. Or it's not like, I mean, you're not sitting there going, "Oh my god, this is like, Destiny 2 type gunplay," or it's not like Division 2 type gunplay, but it's serviceable and it's decent, and your companions are serviceable, and also like the weapon upgrade system's pretty good. There's durability in the game, which kind of sucks because it's like, why does it even have to be there?
Right.
Because it's just one more thing for me to freaking manage. But it's good. The locations are like, you're sitting walking around outside and like you'll look up and there's like the moon like taking up half of the sky, and then you'll turn around and look the other way and you'll see the ring of your actual planet going across that part of the sky, and then you'll see like kind of like a Northern's Light effect. You know what I mean? Where it's
cool.
green, like the scenery is beautiful. Like it's a really good looking game, and like sometimes I wasn't even like paying attention to the quest or where I was going. I was just walking in a general direction, like looking at stuff.
Yeah, there's a point where I was streaming it and I was like I wasn't looking at the sky, but I was looking at like a lot of like the advertisements and the old school kind of like future tech advertisements in the game, and I was just kind of like staring, reading at something, and somebody in my stream was like, "Are you frozen?" Because like I was sitting there like reading and I wasn't moving. I was just looking at the art and stuff, and it was funny. I was like, sorry, I was just distracted.
I got lost in the moment here.
And the art is really good too. Like, and the advertisements are really funny, and the main company basically the company that runs the capitalistic location where you're at is called Spacer's Choice, and it's like, it's not the best choice, it's Spacer's Choice, which just means like everything is like trash. Spoiler alert, but the first guy you get a weapon from, his gun misfired and shot him. So you're like, well, you have like you could try and work with him to like go take out the quote unquote, the outlaws, the marauders who are like, and so because he's coming to see what's going on, and so you're just like, well, and you can use your intimidation to get the gun from him so you can go and handle your business, and it's just really funny. It's like how he's just like, I don't even know how it did it. He's like, just shot me. I was like, that is hilarious. I was like, I don't want
is he like that guy at the opening of Disney's Aladdin where he's like trying to sell you stuff? He's like, look, it will not break. It broke.
No, he's like sitting down, like shot, wounded, and like the capitalism goes so far as into the fact that like you can heal him, but you're using other medicine than the medicine his contract calls for. So he's like, I hope you don't mind if I omit this from my report, because Spacer's Choice does not like if we use medical products. I'm like, so they'd rather you die. So like in the game, they would rather you die than use, and it's just free. It's crazy, and how like people like adhere to that and all that stuff. But anyway, it's an interesting world. It's funny because like people like talk to you like you need to adhere to those rules, and it's just like, I'm not employed by them. I've never known them, so it's like, I don't know. Like, that's not how I have to live. I have to like, you better do da. It's like, no, like I don't need to talk to anybody. And so
sure,
it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun and entertaining. But like the perks, the leveling system's pretty cool. Like you'll get 10 points. And then once you get there's 7 categories to pick from, and there's like 3 main things in each category. And so like for ranged, it would be like your rifles, pistols, and then like whatever heavy weapons or whatever. And like you have stealth, which you can increase like certain things. But then once you get past 50 points in a certain thing, like in that bracket, you get the points to level specifically instead of just all 3 of them at the same time.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty cool. And then you get perks. And you get your points, skill points, and then you get perks. Perks come, I think, every 2 levels.
Okay.
So like you can like increase your health by 30%. So like you get a mechanic in the game, which is like kind of like bullet time, where you slow things down for a certain amount of time, and it's like
Is it like that?
no, it's not like VATS because it just slows down time and shows the weaknesses of the enemy you're aiming at, so that you can like take them out quicker. And it's not like it's just like it slows the time down enough, and then once the meter's gone, like it's over, like you're back into combat. It's not like stops time like VATS does.
Okay.
So, but like you can use that to like. There's a trophy for shooting 30 guys in the nuts while using the special. So it's just like
video games, everyone. Video games.
I'm like, yes. I'm like, that's awesome. So I was looking
literal nut shots.
Exactly. I was looking at the platinum. The only problem with the platinum is you have to do a supernova run, which is the ultimate difficulty, and it also you have to take care of your eating, your drinking, like all of that stuff, and it severely limits like your movements in the game. Plus, like your companions die permanently, so like it's kind of like Mass Effect, where if your companion dies while you're in combat, like they'll get healed once the room is clear. Like if you clear all the enemies in the area, like they'll just pop up and be back to hell.
It's like, oh, thank God you guys took care of everything. I'm glad to be
like
back.
My problem is like I haven't figured out how to heal the companions. Obviously, you know how to heal yourself because it's one of the first things you learn as you're doing the beginning kind of like tutorial run. But like I haven't there's no inventory space that I know of that I found on a companion to be like, here, take some med packs so you can heal yourself while we're in a fight so that you don't go down and then I got to clean up shop by myself. You know what I mean? Take a second, get behind some rocks, heal yourself or behind some cover. Anyways, yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Like I'm sure I'm not rolling my character the proper way or the best way I can. I'm basically just playing like a run and gun type character.
Okay.
But I'm not using stealth at all, which you can use. There's melee and there's range, but it seems to be like a lot of the enemies you encounter in the first area are ranged. They all have guns and stuff, so there's only a couple people that are melee, so it's almost like, why would you even go with a melee class? Not 100% sure on that. Unless you do a melee build and stealth. You know what I mean? Like you just sneak up on people. So I don't know. Anyways, I highly recommend checking it out. I was like, as we were coming into the release of the game, I was like, yeah, that looks pretty cool. But then like the last week or so, I got really pumped for the game, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah, I think the conversation around that game that I've heard is it seems like that and Disco Elysium that have come out this year are just really nice shining lights in the story department for RPGs, which is always a good thing to hear. So Lee, you showed up late.
I did. I'm sorry.
Now you have a sick partner, and you have you have to manage two kids. And one of those kids, and one of those kids is an assassin. So you have your hands full.
Yes, I was trying to make sure she didn't try to climb the top of the cathedral again, because that's what she does best.
Well, Jules, never mind. I don't know what to say.
Well, listen, just a quick story. So our son kind of got into a fight last week at school.
Okay.
Well, more like he was kind of assaulted. It was a bullying situation. It was terrible.
Sure. That sucks.
It did. But he, he was able to defend himself. He kicked him in the shins, stomped on their hand when they were trying to grab his legs, et cetera, et cetera. So, I told him I was proud of him for that. Then my wife and I were actually talking, and we were saying, if it was the other one, we would probably get a phone call immediately saying, your daughter stabbed somebody. You need to come get her. And I said, you know what? I'm envisioning her actually like arm wrenching whoever's bullying her and stomping their head down to the ground and saying, say my name again. Go ahead. So really, that's how I view my daughter, and I'm okay with it.
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
I said more power to her. But anyway.
So are you playing anything, sir?
No, I have not really played anything as of late. Most of my gaming will actually occur this weekend.
Okay.
But that's to be discussed later.
Sure.
But Becky and I both sat down and actually played through all of Overcooked 1.
Nice.
And managed to finally managed to beat it, and we enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to playing Overcooked 2.
That's a strong
because,
marriage if it didn't end it. So
well, there was a lot of like, see, we're perfectionists when it comes to the games that we play. We want a 3-star every single level,
Well,
so
of
we
course.
kept on repeating things over and over and over, despite the frustrations, despite all of the just stupid things that occurred in the middle of the level. We just kept powering through, and I mean that really it was just enjoyable that way. So yeah, like I said, we're looking forward to playing Overcooked 2 together, and seeing how far we can get into that. So we're enjoying these little games like this
Awesome.
instead of like the big AAA type of games that are just that can get a little bit ostentatious. But
Sure. Which you don't need to go too deep into it, but have you guys done any of the WoW Classic or no?
no, not recently. No, I mean, it is what it is with our schedule, and with this being her very busy season of work, and college. Trying to get her trying to get her 4-year at the same time. It's very time consuming and leaves little to the gaming part. But
Sure.
that's we fit it in once in a great while.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, as anybody playing anything else, like I know you and Moose and Corey only talked about Outer Worlds. Were either of you guys touching on anything else or no?
Nothing that I need to repeat myself on.
Okay.
So, like Gears and Fire Emblem, I'm sure people are.
Oh,
Here.
Becky and I beat Gears 4 together finally.
Oh,
So
okay.
there's that. So we were going to play Gears 5, but then it was still installing. So we were like, let's just beat Gears 4, because when the last time I was actually on the show, Corey had mentioned it would be worthwhile to beat Gears 4, because it touches on Gears 5. So I said, let's just beat Gears 4. And I mean, that was a ton of fun. We took a Saturday morning where the kids weren't home, and we're weird. We get up at like 8 a.m. on a Saturday, or like 7, and we just treat it as a normal work day. But instead of working, we decided, oh, you know what? Let's take our morning. Let's order Denny's, DoorDash, and play some video games. Okay,
Awesome.
sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Jealous. Okay, so for me, on my trip, I played a lot of Switch when I had time, which basically comprised of Binding of Isaac and or Crypt of the Necrodancer. I got super addicted to Crypt of the Necrodancer early on the trip, or re-addicted, I should say, and I finally got a victory in that game. So I felt pretty good about that.
it's always a good thing.
Yeah, after I was thinking, I actually thought about playing Cadence of Hyrule. I'm like, you know what? I should just fucking play Necrodancer again, because I keep talking about playing it. I keep talking about it. I keep thinking about doing it. I'm gonna do it now. And then I actually got 2 victories. I got one with the main character. Her name is Cadence, hence where Cadence of Hyrule came from. And the other one I got. Yeah, I know, right? And I just blew your goddamn mind.
Kind of did, actually. Yeah.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't. No,
Okay, that's fair. And then the other one I got was I got a victory with the Bard. The Bard in the game, he does things not to the music. He'll just go. You move at whatever pace, but it turns into a super traditional roguelike where everything moves as you move. And that's actually is just about as fun as playing the game like with any other character. But yeah, so I did that, felt pretty good about it, and I will continue to play as I decide to. And then when I got home, I sat down and I fired up Outer Wilds. Despite the name confusion with Outer Worlds, they are very different. If Outer Wilds is very much operating in the vein of Majora's Mask, or even more recently as a title like Minute, where it runs on a time loop. And I think the difference between Majora's Mask, this and Minute, where Minute there's not a lot of clockwork action in the world, because like you could just in Outer Wilds you could basically sit down wherever you're at and just wait for the time loop to pass you by. Basically it runs on, I guess, I don't know if this happens when you actually start the game, because I think I actually played the game for an hour and a half before I launched my ship, because I was just walking around the little village that you start in, talking to people. Really good dialogue, and it's a really good setup for a game like this. But then once you launch the ship, I guess it's like a 20-minute time loop, and I went in sort of knowing about that, so I was worried that I was going to be constantly, I don't know. I thought it was going to be a constant clock battle, but actually, it when you're actually doing stuff, it feels like quite a long time. But the cool thing about this is everything you do is like the progress in the game is learning. And what I like is when you go to a place and then you find like alien text or a beacon or just some sort of icon of some sort that gives you a bit of knowledge, and your ship's log keeps that whether the time loop ends or not. So usually at the beginning of each cycle, I will go look at my ship log and see all the things I've learned. Some of them I learn like 5 or 6 branches at a time. Some I just learn 1 or 2. But just flying around the little solar system that you have to explore is it's fun to fly around. It's really hard to land, and I think that's kind of part of the charm, because I think in the opening section you have an option to say like, yep, I'm ready to die in space or something like that. But then you use your little, what's called a signal scope, and you just sort of point it around the solar system, and you hear like different musical instruments being played, and they're usually by townsfolk that have flown away. So you can go find them, talk to them, and the worlds they live on are really cool. I'm still trying. I mean, it seems like there's a really good sense of mystery about this game, and I want to keep exploring it. So I'm really excited to. Speaking of just thinking about something else to do other than podcasts, I'd rather have done like a couple of loops in that, just to try and go someplace I've not been in that solar system. It has a weird like Super Mario Galaxy look, like in terms of like the solar system, because once you launch off and you look back at the planet you've launched from, you see like a globe and then all of the stuff rising off of it, like you did in Galaxy. The characters in it are well written, and this game's fucking cool, man. Like it's I watched a video on GameSpot by Mike Mahardy talking about how this game came to pass, and while I don't understand the principles, I don't understand how it's sort of working on the principles. I kind of have an inkling, but it's based on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which basically states you can't measure the velocity of an object as well as pinpoint its location at the same time. And the example they use is, think of a picture of a car. Like if you see a picture of a car in motion, like you could see that car is moving, but you can't tell how fast it's moving, but you know exactly where it's at. Where once you see the car moving, you know how fast it's going, but you don't know exactly where it's at while it's going. You just have a general general picture of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't understand how that sort of applies to the gameplay of Outer Wilds, but damn, I want to find out. So, I would highly recommend playing this game. I'm glad it came out on PS4 before the end of the year, because I was sort of watching the conversation around it when it was released earlier this year, and I was just like, man, I really hope that game comes out on PS4. It's published by Annapurna, and they're a fantastic publisher. I think their batting average at this particular point it rivals that of Devolver, where everything they're doing is pretty much wonderful. So check that out. So that's really all I've been playing. So Lee, before we go into question, I want you to talk about what you're doing this weekend, besides celebrating your birthday on the 5th. Oh, is it the 4th? My bad.
That's okay.
It's Extra Life weekend.
It always happens on Extra Life weekend. It doesn't matter what.
It's your birthday weekend.
I don't even recall having like my birthday anymore on a non-Extra Life weekend. So
I remember we tried to do something for you. You were just like, man, I'm fucking tired.
Oh my god! Like leading up to that year that you guys were up here it was just such a chaotic week. I remember my real job at that time. We had at least 50 cases each day leading up to that Friday that I took off, and I was just so beat. But different scenario this year, a little bit different leading up to it. Still busy with work and everything, but this year is it's going to be crazy because we are actually going to have all 25 hours of Extra Life in the same location. Yeah, we finally found a location that is suitable for not just internet but for electrical, because the past couple of years we have had issues due to the number of people that we have had come. Sure. We have had issues with electrical. So at the start of planning this year, that was one of my key goals, was to find a venue and a location that can handle what we have had before in the past. Mm-hmm. What I didn't anticipate was the number of people who decided to sign up and join the team this year and actually come in. We have approximately 10 to 12 out-of-towners coming.
Awesome.
We have actually Sean Capri is coming in.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and Bobby Pauls is coming in as well. They've got their community coming in, rolling in, and it's been fantastic so far. What they have done, what the whole team, what Phoenix Overdrive has done for Extra Life fundraising this year. As of this moment, we are at $4,904 raised. We are $96 away from our goal of $5,000, and this is well before game day is actually here. And in previous years, game day has netted us close to about $2,000 to $2,500. So, we're gonna blow past this goal, and we still have a lot of money unaccounted for when it comes to other fundraising projects that we have had throughout the course of the year. Namely, we have, as I told before, we have our merchandise store actually, where we sell shirts, hoodies, polo shirts, and for every purchase, actually a portion of the proceeds will go towards us. So that's been fairly successful actually. As far as getting people to buy stuff, people have been buying 2 or 3 things from that because of the ways you can customize the apparel and everything, putting your name in the back. Some of them have been putting their gamer tags, so it's pretty awesome. And then we still have our raffles. Which we will be continuing up until Saturday evening. At approximately 8 p.m. Eastern time is when I am planning to draw these. That's not set in stone yet. I've got to make sure I have all of our names plugged in. Sure. But we have 2 raffles that we got going on. We've got our Xbox One X and a Nintendo Switch. Both are brand new in box. The Xbox One X is actually courtesy of the Walmart distribution center here in upstate New York, in our area. So we appreciate their donation of that. The Nintendo Switch was actually donated by one of our team members who, through her work, actually earned enough points to get the Switch and actually donated it to us for the purpose of this year's other raffle. So we appreciate and are really thankful for that. So, I mean, we've got a lot. I mean, we have had so many people, coming in and providing different incentives. I know one of the incentives that Sean Capri had was actually a skateboard that was given to him by ID Xbox of Canada, signed by Phil Spencer.
Wow, that's cool.
So yeah, I mean, he got a nice donation to
That's awesome.
his Extra Life to the fundraising for this year. So another one, he's actually got I guess if you want to call it a PC gaming starter set, which involves a SteelSeries keyboard, SteelSeries mouse, and a SteelSeries headset. So that retails for about $500 easy.
Damn.
So yeah, definitely we've got so many awesome incentives for people to donate. And we've told our team members every $10 you raise gets you a ticket into both the Xbox and the Switch raffles. So but this weekend's going to be insane. We're going to be starting at 10 a.m. You can catch it live via Facebook and Twitch and YouTube. So we will be streaming the whole day under those channels, and we will. Some of our participants actually will have streams going on their own personal Twitch or Facebook or YouTube channels. So we'll be sure to post all of that so you guys can catch it from various different angles.
Cool.
Yeah, so just a lot of stuff going on, and I'm personally excited. This has been something that I've put in quite a bit of my time and effort into, only because I wanted this year to mean something. For me, last year felt a little lacking, only because I wasn't there for a good chunk of the day. I had a friend who got married on Extra Life Day, so I opted to. Yeah. So I went to the facility at the hospital that you guys were at with us.
Okay.
And got it all set up and everything, and then I got changed there into my monkey suit and headed off to the wedding and came back. And I said, forget it, I'm not even going to change. And I played video games for like a few hours in my monkey suit. So,
attaboy, Lee.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah. There we go.
Do it, man.
I know. So, definitely this year it's going to be a lot more comfortable having it all in the same place. Our numbers indicate that we have approximately 60 attendees.
Jeez.
So it's definitely become such a massive, for us at least, as far as being a small town type of team, it's really turned into this massive thing, and we're very excited for not just for this year but for future years, where I think we've set ourselves up to really bring in people like you guys. We'd love to have you back. Corey, I remember you got sick the last time that when these two came in. Yeah. So we've got to plan it for another year. You guys got to come out.
I know,
but we'd love to have you here, and we just love to have anybody and everybody that wants to come hang out, play games, raise money to help sick kids. I mean, what could be better than that? What could be better than just spending 25 hours with your internet best friends?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, as someone who's done it, it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I think that it's really easy to underestimate what goes into one of these things, because when Moose and at the time Amanda and I were driving in, I really wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Yeah,
I'm just like, you know what? Mm-hmm. We're just gonna see what plays out, and
exactly. And you managed to see me catch a mouse.
Yeah, I saw you catch a mouse during dinner.
During dinner.
and yeah, that was God damn it, Lee. It's like all of a sudden we're eating dinner, and this is after I had just dumped an inhuman amount of salad on Moose's plate. Because I remember doing that. But then all of a sudden I see Becky look towards the sink, and then Lee's like, "Don't worry, I got this." And I'm like, "What's going on?" And Becky's like, "Oh, we have a friend." And then all of a sudden Lee goes, "Here it is," and he has like a mouse in his hand. And he takes it outside and comes back. He goes in, washes his hands, and comes back and eats. And I'm like, "What the fuck just happened?" So yeah. So that happened. That wasn't even Extra Life. So that was a bonus. Screw a giveaway. I gotta watch you catch a mouse. But no, it was way different to experience that for the first time with everybody just in the room. It was at Bax in St. Luke's at the time, and then
Yes.
I don't remember the name of the shop we went to after.
You guys went to, unfortunately, that shop closed down shortly thereafter.
Oh, that
it was a card shop in the valley. Dragon's Lair was where you went.
Okay.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they did close down. Was, like I said, shortly after you guys had come down or come up rather. But this year we are actually having it at the local community college here. They've opened up their doors to us.
Oh, cool.
And we actually have corporate sponsors that are helping us to put on this event.
Nice.
One of them is actually a real estate company in Syracuse, New York, called the Icon Companies.
Nice.
So giving them a little shout out there. And the other one is actually my own company, Varflex Corporation, right here in Rome, New York, helping to make sure that we have a successful game day. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, and I love the contributions that I've been able to solicit out of the local businesses, small businesses from our area, to kind of just give exposure to the fact that video games aren't just just something that happens in a nerdy kid's basement or whatever. Mm-hmm. This is something that there's a community behind it. There's people who actually are using it as a platform to spread goodwill, spread good cheer for a lot of different parts of our lives that need it.
Yeah.
So it's something that, as I've said before to others, I don't do it because I love video games. I do it because I love making sure that I help these kids out. Mm-hmm. And the bonus for me is I get to play video games out of it. So, it's something that we are constantly stressing, and I think we have so many people who understand that this isn't about just playing video games with your buddies for 25 hours. There's more to it than that, and we truly appreciate all the efforts that people have given and all the efforts. So yeah, definitely just keeps growing. It keeps getting bigger and bigger each year for us. And God, this is our biggest year ever.
It's not to interrupt you, but your screen is black. I don't see you anymore.
I'm sorry.
His disco lights went out.
My disco lights went out.
There he is. Okay.
There you go.
Now this is your 7th year now?
This is our 7th year. Myself, Becky,
as Phoenix Overdrive, yes or no?
No, actually, it would be our 6th year as Phoenix Overdrive. We had 1 year where we were under a different banner, a different name, but we wanted to kind of separate from that and branch out because we had bigger ideas. Myself, Becky, and Ray. I have to give credit where credit is due, in that Ray was really pushing to make something out of this, and. Mm-hmm. At the time we were just kind of like a small potato, just trying to get $500.
Yeah.
For our hospital. Mm-hmm. And now as I'm sitting here and I'm looking, we have 3 participants who have hit $500 all on their own without, just by themselves. Yeah. Our biggest fundraiser right now is at 740 something. And that's before, like I said, that's before game day even occurring.
Impressive.
And game day is going to be the day where things are done online that they're gonna give people incentives. I mean, there's just so much to it. There's really so much to it that I have difficulty sometimes wrapping my head around it, only because it takes a special type of person to have this much goodwill in them to really put this out there like this.
Sure.
And for me to know so many of them, like you guys and the guys that are on our team now, it's just phenomenal. It really is phenomenal, and I couldn't ask for a better group of people to know.
Yeah. Likewise.
Yeah.
We're not all dickheads behind microphones. Turns out.
Well,
I mean,
sometimes.
not all. I'm pretty sure I am, but
Nah, I doubt it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
50% of the hosts on this show.
Okay, so let's go to questions. We're gonna start off with the wonderfully named Hendrix Pasternak. What are some of your favorite spooky themed games? Could be horror or just fun. No judgment. I can't play scary games. Moose, you love horror games, don't you?
I hate horror games.
Do you have any spooky themed games that you like?
I love Bloodborne.
Okay.
Bloodborne's a great. I usually play if I'm not already playing it. I'll tap it once a year for a holiday.
If I'm not already playing
I'm already deep diving. I'll roll out like my 100th playthrough with that, but Bloodborne's pretty good in that department. Which is really weird that I can play that game, but it's just I don't know, whatever. So sometimes there's exceptions to the rules.
Sure.
I played Resident Evil 2 is still one of my favorite like scary games. Like I played that a lot when it first came out, and I really want to dive into the remake, but the remake is like really like the graphics are too good. Like, it's, like detail is like too sharp in that game, and then I do not want the anxiety that I don't want the anxiety of X gonna give it to you.
Well, think about it this way: when you get a PC, they put the goose.
Oh no, I know.
Game.
Oh, I know about the goose. And I'm like,
that seems a little bit more terrifying than.
Yeah, then like Mr. X running around. It's
the worst is Thomas the Tank Engine. That looks fucking scary.
But yeah,
gotta love those mods,
right?
Those are some. Oh, excuse me. Those are some of my scary / spooky games.
All right, Corey.
Sure. Luigi's Mansion, I guess.
That comes out on Halloween this year.
I know.
So.
Yeah.
I know.
Friday or Thursday.
I don't know. I don't like spooky games. Everybody knows this. I think this is a bad question for many of us. I don't know. Luigi's Mansion.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't have. I mean, because let's be honest, Luigi's Mansion is not scary, but it's spooky themed games.
I know, but still.
All right.
Spooky is. All right, I guess.
I mean, by that logic, is Kirby a ghost?
Ooh.
His games spooky, or its game is Kirby even a gender? I don't even know.
Kirby in of himself is spooky because he can eat people and
he can
take their
suck them in
powers.
That's like kind of Rogue from X-Men type of thing, except he eats them.
Yeah,
it's a little weird.
It's true.
Just like that much, Lee. Just like just like the whoever developed that was like, it's a video game. It'll work.
Yeah, it'll work. It'll be fine. It's like I'm going to create this character and I'm going to have him suck people in and steal their life force.
Yes. It's a Nintendo property, so probably Miyamoto had something to say about it. He's like,
God,
yeah, it sounds about right. Let's do this.
Either that or he was the one who did it and he was just tripping hard on something.
Yeah.
Mushrooms.
That very likely.
There we go. Yeah.
Yep.
I did it, guys.
It's like, hey, if it makes Mario big, what can it do for me? Oh.
Create Kirby.
Maybe he ate mushrooms and thought he got really big. And
Full
was
disclosure:
like,
none
oh,
of us
let's
know
make
if Miyamoto
No.
created.
Yes, we do. We know for a
Is
fact.
it knowledge? Is it common knowledge who made Kirby?
I have no idea.
Didn't
I'd have to look that up. I'm kind of curious.
create-
Go right ahead. Meanwhile, some spooky themed games I like. I definitely would recommend the first Dead Space if it's even able to be played anymore, because that game is still probably my favorite scary game of all time. The way that it uses its environment to sort of create a HUD rather than just having things hanging all over the screen is really cool. On a completely different end of the spectrum, the original Costume Quest is great.
That is a good one.
And that reminds me, I need to. There's a game that came out earlier, probably just outside of a month ago, called Knights and Bikes. That looks really cool. I would say Bloodborne, and then like of the Resident Evils, the remake of 2 from this year. It's the one I've wanted to play the most. Can't really comment on it, but I do
watched
want
a
to play
Let's
that.
Play on that, and I was like, I'm good.
Yeah.
It looks great, but
Watching Abby play it at Giant Bomb has been pretty fun.
yeah, I know. Like I watched a guy get, ripped in half under a garage door. So
Cool.
pass.
Yeah, fair.
Looked great, but also looked gross.
Yeah. Lee, do you have an update on Kirby?
Yes, actually, he was created by a Masahiro Sakurai, who's a
Isn't that
game
Smash's
designer.
guy?
a Smash's guy.
Wow.
He created Smash.
He created the most annoying character in Smash too.
Yeah, he was the director of Super Smash, and also of Kirby Superstar, obviously. But
And
Wow.
Kid Icarus Uprising on 3DS.
Yeah.
Gave you hand cramps.
he's actually also the voice actor for King DDD.
Yes, he's the best character in Smash.
Okay, so we're gonna
I
move
have
on.
his amiibo. I went out of my way to get a King DDD amiibo.
Have any of you guys played Fear? Did anybody ever play that game?
No.
No, but I remember
That
the
right-
advertising campaign for that. It was creepy.
Let me tell you how I played that game.
With the lights on in the middle of the day with hundreds
No.
of people
Oh god,
around,
no.
so-
Nope. Obviously I played it on PC with a basically 15.1 surround sound system
Jesus Christ.
Pass.
because and so it was in my apartment late at night. It was just me and turned the lights off and everything, and it was getting to the point where I was about to beat the game, so it was in the last level. Spoiler alert. The chick who basically was controlling everything in the game, her name was Alma. Basically, you were in this hallway, and it was just like this nonstop, just horde of undead, ghost-like thing just coming at you. And I remember hearing her voice slowly creep up from each speaker as it's getting closer to the front. And you could, because of the way they developed the sound on it, you could even hear her footsteps going from speaker to speaker to speaker. So yeah, that was pretty terrifying. Playing that all by myself.
I couldn't even conjure this game from memory, and I don't want to experience anything you just talked about.
It was a hell of an experience. And at first, I thought it was just going to be the standard survival horror thing, but it really does play on the psychology using sound. That was the key thing: is the usage of sound in this game to wreck with your psychological being. That was an experience that I don't think I'll ever have with video games. Not even Resident Evil really carried that much
Okay.
experience for me, but this one really did. And it's safe to say I couldn't sleep for a few nights after that, only because everything seemed a little extra quiet. That feeling.
Yeah.
That eerie
that very eerie feeling, especially living alone in my own apartment, and where I lived at the time, it was an extra quiet neighborhood all of a sudden. So yeah, I was not too pleased with myself playing playing that game for that evening. And then,
I remember when I used to go, when I first moved to Philly, I would go home and just for some reason, whenever I went home, I would watch a scary movie and then just try and go to sleep.
yeah,
But then because I got used to the slow rumble of Philadelphia, like
mhm.
going to quiet ass Des Moines, Iowa,
Yep,
it's impossible to sleep without
Yeah.
noise.
yep,
And I would everything you're talking about just brings back those
Yeah.
memories. So,
it's exactly that. It's
so thank
exactly
you.
that.
And you've gone black again. So
I
think
know.
you're just trying to mess with me at this point.
No, I blame my camera. I'm blaming my camera.
That's fair. Any other spooky games you'd like to bring up? Anything else you'd like to fuck with us tonight?
No. Although you know what, I did over the weekend. I did try Resident Evil 7 on VR,
Okay.
and I think I'd like to delve into that a little bit more because there was something to it that separates it from the rest of the Resident Evil games. So I was actually talking to somebody saying, I wonder how they could do Resident Evil 2 VR and really apply what they did in Res Evil 2 into the VR mechanics. So I would like to see X just come right at you in a VR.
You have to constantly be looking for X, and all of a sudden you see a hand come over your face. Like,
Pretty much. That's exactly how I want them to do it.
And I could see my PSVR just coming off of my head and going through my window downstairs. It's just like, nope, never again.
Oh yeah, I will not play Resident Evil 7 in VR. Negative, Ghost Rider.
All right, let's go to our last question of the night. Bill Uckler or Ushler? I'm not sure which one it is.
Hey, Bill.
Hi, Bill. He's a newer listener. First
Apparently.
time writing in. Welcome. We're happy to have you.
Mhm.
Just wanted to know how much time you spend playing games a week and how you balance it with everyday life.
Don't.
Oh God.
Like
I play games
I-
Fridays and Saturday nights after my kid and wife go to bed, and yeah.
I'm pretty lucky. I mean, even with my overnight shift, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but I'm happy to have a job. I come home in the morning and I'll play games for a couple hours before I have to go to bed. And then like overnight on Sunday, I'm up all night, so I'll use that time to just play whatever. And I'll play as much as I can. That usually works. But my partner is pretty supportive of me just having my little fun time. She gets involved in the ways that she can too. Like we've been playing Castle Crashers on and off. We played Adventure Pals, played Unravel 2. Got her to try Guacamelee. I'm hoping to get her to try River City Girls at some point, but she's kind of pushing back against that. But as for how much time, I mean, I would say I have on a good week, I have a solid 16 hours, I would say, of game time, which doesn't.
I would kill for that.
I mean, I'm lucky because like Reba's pretty like, go have your couple hours or have your time.
Yeah.
And even if I was working day shift, like I would come home, we'd chat, I have dinner, and then I'd probably be like, I'm gonna go, and she would probably be all right with that, or she'd try and participate either way. The overnight on Sundays is what gives me the vast majority of it because I will play like 8 to 10 hours straight if possible. And I think once I go back to day shift, that's going to go away. So it'll be way, way less. So Moose, what about you, sir?
I think I probably have the most time out of all of us playing. So
Rub it in, Moose.
sorry.
Rub it in like
My
some
wife-
Jergens.
My wife pretty supportive. Like we spend our time together and whatnot. But she has her own thing she likes to do. Like she likes to listen to her podcasts and read her books and play her mobile games. And she watches TV shows. She streams TV shows. And then I'm like, okay, so we come home, have dinner together, chat about our days, and then it's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go unwind. And she's like, all right, I'll go and I'm gonna do that too. And so I'll play video games the rest of the night. So usually, God, well, if now that I'm gonna start back at the gym, it's like from 7 o'clock till about 10 or 11. I'm playing each night.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm getting like 3 to 4 hours a night times 5 is 15, and then whatever I play on the weekends. Like this weekend, Saturday, she had a team building exercise for her work. They went skeet shooting. So I was like, I wish I could have been like, I would have paid to tack on, myself to that. That would have been awesome. But anyways,
Right.
So they did that. And so I sat around and played Outer Worlds like the whole day. And then Sunday did the same thing because she was returning the farm dog up to the farmhouse in the mountains. And so I stayed home and I did some stuff during the day though. Like I did laundry, like I washed our bedding. I cleaned the bathrooms, dishes. Like I was doing stuff. Like I'd do something, play a little bit, get to an end of mission, take a break, and go work on stuff. And so usually I can get some good gaming time in. I will if she says you get too much gaming time in, I'd probably say she's not wrong. I could probably be a little more productive in what I do with my time, but I like to use it as my stress relief. And I don't. Like people read, people watch movies, people read books, all that stuff, and I don't really do that. So like I get I like interacting with my entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like playing, I like being involved in my stories and the decision making. So very much so like I'm liking Outer Worlds and being involved in that story.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I get a lot of time.
Cool. Cool. Lee?
Man, just to get like a couple hours a week right now is just that would be a miracle.
Right.
And it isn't because it's not because we're not trying. I'm not trying or anything. I think it's more of we have two very active young children at this point who are into everything and anything that they want to get their hands into.
Yeah.
When it comes to experiences. So, we fully support that. My son is going into basketball this winter, his second year. And
you're a coach.
I'll be the coach. And then I'm going to be coaching him in baseball next spring. So he's going to hate me by the time he gets done with sports.
He's
and our daughter
home and played more games.
Oh God, exactly. And then following that, we've just got our daughter who's going to start doing all of her activities as well. She wants to do dance, karate. She's also doing baseball. She just started her first year in baseball last year, and she's moving up this year from t-ball to coach pitch. So it's already starting with her. So yeah, just to get a couple hours in each week, it's already a chore at this point. But I guess in the end, you just have to try to see how you can fit into your schedule without sacrificing what, the more important aspects of your life.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
We'd all like more, but it's more likely we're going to have less.
Yeah, exactly.
But
especially when kids are involved.
oh yeah.
I've been really learning that the last year and
Yeah.
But the real point is enjoy what you're playing.
it's
Don't
true.
play something you're not enjoying.
Yeah, that's yeah. Don't do that. It's a bad time. Could be a good time. Might be
Okay.
a bad time.
So Lee has to step away real quick, but we're gonna wrap the show up once he comes back, just so he can promote Extra Life one more time. Meanwhile, what's your favorite aspect of Outer Worlds, everybody?
The character creation's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought it was pretty. Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
I like the writing.
Okay.
To be
Yeah.
fair, like I think they're like, even if the character you don't like the character, at least they're like interesting and seem fleshed out, and there's a lot of unexpected humor in the writing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That. It's got some really good writing and good interactions with the characters. Instead of just being like, go get me thing. Like there's
Yeah.
the story behind everybody and why they're there, what's going on, and yeah, it's good stuff.
I need an inanimate object. Go get it.
Yeah. Although, yeah,
I mean-
did some fetch quests, but they weren't that bad.
Yeah.
And what's
I thi-
nice is like a lot of what I like about their quest build, like their questing, is like a lot of the quests overlap. Like a lot of sub quests and side quests overlap. Like, as in like you're getting this for this person to help over here, and you need this from this person over here because and like the area you got to go to get it from like overlaps, and so like you can find both things that you need or do whatever you need to do for each person in that same area. So it's not like complete opposite ends of the map where it's like, okay, you guys are just building filler. Like you're just trying to flesh out the time on your game. You know what I mean? Like have the timing it takes to play your game, and it's just like, don't do that. Just make your game, make your quests efficient. And if your game ends up being like 30 hours, so what? It's 30 hours. But if it's an amazing 30 hours, like I already want to play it again. Like I haven't even beaten the game, and I know I'm going to probably play it a second time.
Yeah.
So that's what has me really excited about it. But
I mean,
like Corey said, the fleshing out of the dialogue, and like you said, like even though you might not necessarily like somebody, like you at least feel like you're talking to like a person instead of just, whatever.
You guys have me convinced to play this game on Saturday. I'm just going to download it and play it.
Well, it's on Game Pass, man.
I know. That's what I mean. Is I'm gonna have to get this installed on tomorrow or something, just to have it ready for Saturday.
I think the overwhelming overwhelming is probably the wrong word, but like the giant considerations that a lot of folks seem to have going into this game is that it's an Obsidian game. So like how there are two questions you have. How many glitches are you going to see early on? Because Obsidian, like, I love them as a developer. Like I love the stuff that they do. But like New Vegas was a glitchy ass game. Even like South Park, Stick of Truth had its initial problems. Just about everything they've done has had a barrage of like issues at the beginning. Not that like any of it was game breaking or experience ruining, depending on how hyperbolic you want to get. But also,
at least it's not WWE 2K20 right now.
Like I'm glad that exists just because of how dumb everything looks. Like just seeing some of the things happen in a wrestling match is just like, wow, I knew it was always fake, but that's crazy.
Oh my god. I saw a few videos of it and I said, how can you release a product like this?
Yeah. I'm like, I don't know how games work, but I'm pretty sure that's not how they're supposed to work.
No, I said, did you not do any beta testing on this? Did you not do any quality control testing? Because this is there's just so many videos out there of people just the experiences that they're having with it. It's mind-boggling to say the least.
So if you want to draw comparisons, buggy wise, I haven't even noticed any bugs in the Outer Worlds.
Well, that's good.
What I've been playing, as opposed to like a Skyrim or Fallout game where you're like, yeah, that's a bug. That's a bug.
Yep.
That's a bug. Like I don't. There might have been some. I just didn't see it or notice it. So, that's a good thing about the game. It's just a solid game. I feel I'm not having any issues with anything. So
Well, and I think the other real consideration from an Obsidian standpoint is like how sprawling of an open world is this going to be? Because I think the one thing that a lot of people want Obsidian to do is like just like a really tightly focused thing and get it right, rather than.
Well, I think that's what they've done.
And
I fairly open world.
Sure, and like that's how I'm going to wrap up. I think they've kind of addressed both those areas at once with Outer Worlds and. I've got a lot to get through before our Game of the Year chat, but I'm excited to keep that on my list. So we're gonna wrap up. Lee,
Yes.
where do we find you? Give us the Extra Life pitch one more time.
Oh, you want the pitch? Okay. Well, my name is Lee Navarro. The pitch. My name is Lee Navarro, and I'm 1/3 of the triumvirate. Wow, talk about stumbling through my words there. Triumvirate that is known as Nerd Overdrive. I know we're not on right now. I'm trying to get Ray and Becky to get back on the saddle here. So one of these nights it will be back. I promise. So yes, Nerd Overdrive, Phoenix Overdrive's official gaming podcast. You can find us online via Facebook, facebook.com/Phoenix Overdrive. And you can also join our community page found at facebook.com/groups/PO Nation. This Saturday, November 2nd, we will be streaming live for 25 hours. Thank you, Daylight Savings Time. 25 hours. So you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/Phoenix Overdrive. And you can find us on Twitch at twitch.tv/PHX_Overdrive. Extra Life, many ways to help. You can donate to anyone on our team. Just simply go to extra-life.org/team/PHXOD19. Anybody on that team deserves a donation. So whoever you want to help out, they will certainly appreciate it. Or if you even want, anybody that wants to still join the team and play games all 25 hours on Saturday, if you want to stream it, whatever you want to do, you are more than welcome to. So you can just find me on Facebook, connect with me that way, and let's get you into the extra life craziness. We also have a couple of raffles. One for a Nintendo Switch and the other one for an Xbox One X. $3 each. You can find the fundraising pages on our Facebook page as well as on the Extra Life team page. And last but not least, if you go to tinyurl.com/PHXODMERCH, that's our merch store. We got shirts, we got polo shirts, hoodies, long sleeve shirts in red, in green, and in blue, and you can customize it to have whatever the heck you want to have on it, as far as words on the back, or in the case of the polo shirts, your words are actually going to be in the front left of the shirt. So yeah.
XX Bong Slayer 420XX, all yours.
Pretty much, if you want to. So yeah, absolutely. So that's all of it, man. So hopefully we'll see anybody and everybody online on Saturday, catching our stream, and just come check us out, see what we're doing, and if it's something that piques your interest and you want to join in on the fun next year, by all means, we would love to have you.
And with that brings episode 168. Nerds Gone Rogue to its conclusion. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind everywhere I want to be. Moose, where can we find you?
You can find me at Sven everywhere I want to be. So that's Twitter, Twitch, PSN, and that's about it. And here, you can find me here as one of the 3 hosts of Nerds Gone Rogue.
Yes.
Well, 4. Sorry. Yeah, rest in peace.
But he's not dead.
As a host, he is.
He's basically dead, but he's getting better. You'll be stone dead in a moment. I'm doing a Monty Python thing. Corey, take us home.
You can find me at CoreyNHG713 on Twitter, CoreyNHG on Instagram and Mixer. You can find Nerds Gone Rogue every Monday morning at 7 a.m. Eastern Time on your podcast service of choice, Spotify, YouTube, and our website, nerdsgonerogue.com. Like, subscribe, and share to our YouTube page. Follow us everywhere you want to follow us. And, yeah, that's it, I think. I don't know. I do this every week and I always forget something. So,
Try being me when we're giving away something, Corey.
that's fair. That's fair. Anyways, I want to thank everybody for watching. Leave, thank you for promoting your Extra Life. Please go help them out. It's a big deal. So,
Listen, if you're gonna play games on Saturday, we should play something.
me, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll probably be on at some point.
I'll be on all day.
What day is Saturday? Is it the 2nd?
Yeah, it's the 2nd.
I'm out. It's my wife's birthday.
Congratulations, by the way. I wanted to make sure I told you that.
Oh yeah, we were pretty spotty about letting everybody know. But so,
Well, we found out on Facebook, and Becky comes up to me. Matt got married. I'm like, yeah, in Scotland.
no,
What the hell?
no, I didn't get married in Scotland. I got married in Philly.
No,
We chose to.
you chose to honeymoon in Scotland, I guess.
Yeah, we honeymooned in Scotland, but
Yeah.
The deal is we want to keep the day we started dating as our anniversary.
Yeah.
And a wedding day
There you go.
because we like that day. So
Yeah, there you go.
yeah. But oddly enough, we were supposed to have a wedding the day we posted that picture about Wedding Quitters Day. Like that was the original plan, but we decided it was too stressful, so we wanted to go on a trip.
Yeah, man. Go for it.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Banana and out.
You're welcome.